Ducts should always, in our view, be properly insulated and separated from combustible material, because ducts over time will accumulate combustible material, whether it be ordinary detritus or whether it be fat, combustible fat from cooking. And once a fire gets a hold in the ducting, of course, the amount of combustibles will determine the temperatures reached and the duration of the fire. And in the case of kitchen extract systems, this can be quite prolonged and cause fires to progress and spread very rapidly. Here's an example of a most awful looking inside of a duct connected to a deep fat fryer, which had allegedly been cleaned only about 3 months before. I suspect not back to bare metal. Of course the duct gets extremely hot and can take very tortuous routes before it reaches an external area to discharge the fume. There's an example of it rising up through a tower, but very often these ducts also rise through enclosed spaces, sometimes through flats. We've had them running through several tiers of flats, levels of flats, before the duct emerges on the roof. And secondary ignition of combustibles here in a suspended ceiling and here in a boxed-in section causes untold problems for the fire brigade, because then the fire seems to get into the floor voids and can spread horizontally where there's no stopping. Very often the fire will then find another riser and find other sources of fuel unconnected with the initial source of fuel in the duct, and the fire will continue to spread. Well, I hope that these few examples will serve to provide us with lessons to be learnt. There are of course many other examples that I don't think I have time to cover today, such as the lateral spread of fire across gable ends of roofs, where fire stopping is often inadequate at tile batten positions and so on. But the main message I think that comes across is compartmentation requirements must be maintained, where this, for example, particularly means with retrofit installations, the boundaries of a compartment where there are openings, these are properly formed and properly inspected, and we should be coming on to that in a moment. Fire stop service risers and services that penetrate walls and floors, construct concealed voids from appropriate materials and ensure that they are adequately fire stopped. Avoid unnecessary use of combustible materials in voids and separate ducts from combustible materials. Thank you very much.